How's it going, everyone? It is Wednesday, April 10th, 2019, and I am back here in the Nashville, Tennessee area. This is the room where I shot the first vlog from this series back in late November, which is when I started this trip, and I just finished late last month, late March. So I spent about 4 months traveling around the world. I think what I'll do is I'll flip the camera around and show you on the map exactly where all I went. So we'll do that real quick. So once again, we're seeing the map of our world. Let's check it out. So I started in the Nashville, Tennessee area, flipped to Boston, then to Iceland. Those were just connecting flights getting me to Dublin, Ireland. So I spent 2.5 weeks there, and then I flew to Rome, Italy, spent about 2.5 weeks there as well, then over to Athens, Greece for 1 week, and then I flew down to Bangkok, Thailand. But just under a month in Thailand, so ended up flying out of Phuket down to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Spent a little over a week there, and then flew back to Phuket. This time I went, shortly after that, I went over to the Gulf of Thailand side, visited Koh Tao, and spent a lot of time there. Then back to Surat Thani, right there, and then I flew over to Hanoi, Vietnam. Traveled around the north of Vietnam, then flew down to Ho Chi Minh City from Hanoi. And then after that, I flew down to Gold Coast, Australia for not very long at all, just visiting family there. And that was the end of my trip. I flew back east again, back to the United States. So yeah, that was the trip. I spent 4 months traveling, visited 8 different countries. 7 of them were new. The one that I forgot to mention in the map, just in case you were counting, was the Vatican City. So that's technically a country. And also visited Singapore airport, but didn't count that as a country that I visited, as I've only been to the airport there. But yeah, I spent like $7,000, right in that ballpark. So I've got some numbers written down here. I broke down where my price was, so I'm going to kind of look off screen and tell you some of those numbers. So I'm going to estimate right around $2,500 on flights. So I do know that just under $900 to get me to Thailand. So I didn't keep up with this as well as I should have, but anyways, another $1,600 to get me around Southeast Asia, down to Australia, and back to the United States. So, and then I'm estimating about $1,000 on other modes of transportation. So that would be like buses, trains, hiring motorbikes, taxis, things like that. Then about $1,500 on lodging. So most of that cost comes out of Europe. Significantly more expensive for lodging in Europe. But hostels in Southeast Asia, I was getting those as cheap as like $3 a night. And about $2,000 on food and other things like entertainment. But again, these are just estimates. I don't have any real data on this. If I did this trip again, I would definitely track my expenses more carefully. Not only so I could make a video about it, but just because that's a better way to budget and just kind of see what you're spending money on. So the next time I do a trip, you can more accurately know what you're getting yourself into. I also want to add that I definitely feel like I could have done this trip much cheaper, but at the end of the day, it was worth every cent. So I think I mentioned this in the last vlog, and if I do another trip like this again, I think I would rather spend longer in one country, because I just feel like 8 different countries in 4 months that's a lot of moving around. But also, there are some benefits to doing that. I mean, for me, 7 of the 8 countries were new places that I'd never been to. So you do get a lot of variety when you travel like that. But just wasn't really my kind of trip. I feel like by the time I was getting used to a place, I was moving on to the next one. Not saying that I regret this trip, I'm just saying that it's obvious to point out all the differences amongst people. You know, they look different, they dress different, they speak a different language, but you know, once you're doing that so much, you're getting a new perspective and recognizing the similarities that all these people have. At least from my viewpoint, that's what I saw. You know, everybody just kind of wants the same thing. They all just want their kids to be happy and healthy, and they want, you know, opportunity. And you also start to recognize just how unfair the world is. So I definitely feel like I have a different outlook on the world now that I've actually been to some of these countries that I've, heard about. And anytime I hear about them again in the future, I'll be able to put faces on people that I know in these countries or that I've met, and also different experiences will come to mind whenever I hear about these places. There's a lot of benefits to travel that have been more eloquently explained in books, movies, other YouTube videos, and they've been explained way better elsewhere. And I'm not trying to be some kind of like YouTube philosopher. I'm just simply making this video and putting my thoughts on camera and out into the world, and if anybody wants to watch it, then they can. So that's all I'm trying to do. I just want to try and encourage people to travel too, because it's moved me, and I think it will move other people as well. So with that being said, I think I will move on with this video. I don't know how to transition out of that. But there's also another benefit to travel, is that I just happened to lose about 15 pounds. So if you're into looking to lose weight, yeah, wasn't even really trying. I'm pretty sure most of the weight came off in Southeast Asia, but also on the other side of that, I probably gained weight in Europe, especially in Ireland, just because of all the Guinness that I drank. So what is next for this channel? Well, I don't know. I'm currently in the Nashville, Tennessee area. This is where I was raised, and I am looking to move elsewhere to work. So within the United States, I don't think I'll be working outside of the US as of right now. But yeah, I just want to move somewhere kind of close to the mountains or the ocean. And, I'm going to continue making weekly vlogs. So I'm going to archive this one in its own playlist. But yeah, definitely going to continue with that, and also start editing start editing the video that I shot on this around the world trip. So look for like a full series to start coming out maybe in June or maybe July if I can get on the ball. So the New Zealand series is also wrapping up around June. So yeah, that's kind of a little thing that might be kind of confusing to people that are new to this channel. They might see like a live vlog from me in Ireland, and then all of a sudden there's a video from me in New Zealand that's all packaged and neatly edited with music and stuff. But that's just how I'm gonna kind of do videos on this channel, at least for now. I don't know, it's all up in the air. I might decide to do it differently in the future, but I'm gonna keep doing this. I've just passed 1 year of regular weekly uploads, so that's kind of a big milestone for me. I was able to keep that for an entire year, for a new video every week for an entire year. So next week I have a video coming out that's going to show you what I finished this trip with, just kind of what's in my pack videos. Thanks for watching this series. Hopefully it shows you how easy it is to make this happen, and if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to leave me a comment down below. So thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.